Hey, it's Paul from the Awesomer, and today we are checking out a very special Toyota RAV4. This is the brand new 2026 RAV4 GR Sport, the very first of its kind. It looks great in this red. It's got 324 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and it's tricked out with all sorts of upgrades in terms of its styling, but also in terms of its handling. Now, one thing I really like about the GR Sport is this functional mesh grille up front, and you've got the GR badging, which you'll find throughout the vehicle, as well as a special black Toyota badge. You've got piano black plastic, which actually looks good on the outside of the car. Not a big fan of interior black plastic because it gets all the fingerprints and dust on it, but it looks good out here. Something else you'll notice is that we have these vertical LED running lights, which are unique to the GR Sport. You can see the GR Sport has these nice 20-inch performance wheels and a two-tone, it's like a dark chrome and black. It's a really nice look. And then you also get the red GR brake caliper covers, and you know red means that they stop faster. At least that's what I've been told. And then from the factory, you get Dunlop Performance summer tires to start with. But if you live somewhere that has snow and ice and wet weather, you're probably going to want to get the all seasons. The good news is that I've been told that that is an option. A lot of dealers are going to equip it with that, and that will not be an extra charge. Something else that's unique to the GR Sport is this large spoiler that's set on the top of the liftgate. I don't think it really adds anything meaningful in terms of downforce, but it is a good look, and it helps with the overall sporty proportions and design of this particular model. Under the hood here, we have a 2.5 liter gas engine that's accompanied by a motor drive unit. It's another motor drive unit in the back. Together they make 324 horsepower. The engine itself is 172 pound-feet of torque, but Toyota doesn't give us specifications on how much torque the motors put out. Now, this engine is connected to an electronic CVT that does a pretty good job in terms of providing smooth acceleration. It's quick off the line. It'll do 0 to 60 in somewhere just south of 5 seconds. We don't have official numbers on this yet, but it's clear that it's a little bit faster than the RAV4 Prime was. 324 horsepower. It's the same drivetrain that you're going to get in a couple of the other PHEV models, but the GR Sport definitely is more sporty in terms of its overall handling and dynamics and just its overall styling. What I will say is that the drivetrain isn't as linear as you might get out of a traditional gas powertrain or the kind of instant torque you get from a true battery electric vehicle. But you get the best of both worlds with this car. You get about 50 miles of range on pure electric power, plus you get 600 plus miles of gas only range in addition. So there's no worry in terms of range anxiety at all with this thing. And you get a nice amount of distance that you can drive in urban settings when you're going to and from work, that sort of thing. Since this is a plug-in hybrid model, you get a charging port up here on the front right fender of the vehicle. One of the things that is interesting is that the GR Sport does not offer DC fast charging, whereas the other PHEV models that are coming for the RAV4 do. It's just like a packaging decision that they decided on. I think it's because the GR Sport is a global car. Now, the RAV4 GR Sport rides 15 millimeters lower than the other RAV4 models, but the real differences are in the way the suspension's been tuned, and there are a couple of different parts in the rear suspension, giving it an overall stiffer and more direct feel on the road than the other models. Now, one big improvement for the 2026 model year with RAV4s is an improvement in noise, vibration, and harshness. That means it picks up fewer vibrations from the road, it's quieter inside the cabin, and overall a more comfortable and pleasant ride, no matter which model you get. So inside, there are a few things that are special in this model. Notably, you get these embossed GR headrests, and the seats have a nice faux suede and Softex material. Feels really good, looks a lot like leather, feels a lot like leather, but isn't as expensive as leather. You also get a leather wrapped steering wheel, and down here you'll see you get aluminum sport pedals. So a few items of note in the cabin. You get an all digital 12.3 information display here, and then your center console is a 12.9 inch touchscreen. So the RAV4 is the first car to get the updated version of Toyota's multimedia system. It's not dramatically different in terms of user experience, but it is a little cleaner interface, a little bit more intuitive in terms of overall look, and it's more responsive overall. It's faster to the touch. There's not a lot of lag going on here, and you still get your wireless CarPlay, you still get your wireless Android Auto, and the built-in voice recognition, the Hi Toyota, Hey Toyota feature is much more responsive than it was in the past. Here in the center console is a complete redesign and departure from what we've seen in past RAV4s. You have this nice slot here for 2 phones. In the case of the GR Sport and most of the models, you get a single wireless charging pad here. If you do get the RAV4 Limited, you get dual wireless charging pads, which is a first for Toyota. This is where you're going to access your drive mode switch and the switch between the various off-road. There's a trail mode and snow mode. And when you're in normal, this is where you switch between the various different drive modes. You have Sport, Custom, Normal, and Eco, all of which impact the overall torque response as well as steering. I'm happy that Toyota retained the shelf that's on the passenger side here. It's great for storing a phone or a wallet or keys or any sort of loose item. It's got a nice lip here, so stuff's not going to go flying out of it. And in addition, there's this soft touch material that runs across the dash onto the doors. It's a really nice, subtle addition to the dash area and to the front of the car that really just gives it a more upscale feel. There are a lot of hard plastics in here, especially on the center console, but this is where you want it. This is the type of area that's going to show scratches and scuffs. I'm really glad there's no piano black plastic down here, because that's the kind of stuff that attracts dust and fingerprints. Toyota was really thoughtful about that. You have a traditional on-the-floor shift lever. There are some models that get a little nub instead with a shift-by-wire system. One thing I noticed that's kind of unusual with the GR Sport is that you get a pair of 15-watt USB chargers up here. And in the other models, the other PHEVs and other HEVs that I tested today, these are 45-watt chargers. So here's a neat feature with the center console armrest. You can open the box from either side. So whether you're on the driver's side or the passenger side, you can access the contents. And if you disengage both sides of this, the lid flips over, giving you a nice little tray. Now, you're not supposed to drive with food on top of this, which I wouldn't recommend. But if you're sitting and you're having lunch in a parking lot, it's a nice place to put your burgers. Now, here in the second row, you also get the synthetic suede, which feels really great to the touch. And in the middle here, you have a pull-down armrest with cup holders, and the center console has a pair of USB-C ports. Now around back here, you'll notice there's a new taillight design. I really like it with these sort of multi-bar LEDs. It gives it a really nice presence on the road. And the RAV4 badging that runs across this whole horizontal aligned logo thing is a pretty big trend in the auto industry these days, and I think it looks good. Now you also get a power lift gate, and you'll see that there's a nice amount of cargo space. I don't know if it's really changed from the last generation, but that was plentiful. And one of the things I do really like is that they give you an actual spare tire here underneath the floor. And I imagine the battery unit is somewhere in front of this underneath the back seat. The second row of seats folds in a 60-40 split to give you a lot of versatility in terms of cargo space. So you also get a retractable cargo screen to protect whatever contents you might have back here, especially that's a nice feature to have in the city if you've been out shopping for the day. And then it just pulls out like that, comes out of the vehicle, and you have open space. And you can see how much room you get with the 60-40 split rear seats folded. It's plentiful. So if you're looking for the most engaging version of the new RAV4, the GR Sport is it. It doesn't just look sporty, it drives like it, with unique suspension tuning, a powerful plug-in hybrid drivetrain, and a firmer ride that still respects daily comfort. The GR Sport stands out as the most dynamic and fun RAV4 yet. The rest of the lineup has its merits too, with the RAV4 Limited being plush, the Woodland being rugged and ready for the trail, but the GR Sport is the one you want if you want the best combination of power, handling, and bold looks. Pricing and exact availability for the 2026 Toyota RAV4 GR Sport haven't been announced yet, but we can expect more details from Toyota any day.